Let's go. Tonight, Michigan and UConn for the Natty. But both teams will be dealing with managing injuries. For Michigan, Yaxel suffered a slight MCL sprain and an ankle injury against Arizona in the Final Four. He has indicated he will play no matter what. As for UConn, Solo Ball sprained his left foot against Illinois. Was seen in a walking boot on Sunday. The Huskies go into this game as underdogs, which is right where Dan Hurley wants them to be.
You don't have to be the best team. You don't have to have the best season to win this tournament. You know, these are all one games, game 7, single game elimination. There's been plenty of times in the history of this tournament where the best team hasn't won it. You know, the good thing for us, it's not a 7-game series. Just got to play one game on Monday night.
It's not 7, it's not 5, it is one game on Monday night. Jay Williams is here with us from Indianapolis ahead of tonight's national championship game. You like what Dan Hurley's throwing out there?
Well, good morning to y'all both.
What's up?
I'll say this about Dan. What's up, baby? You know, S.A., Dan Hurley has been the underdog his entire damn life. Like, I'm from New Jersey, okay? And growing up in Jersey, the Hurley family was known for a couple of things. Number one, you talk about Senior, Hurley Senior, who was a legendary coach of St. Anthony's, a powerhouse in all of basketball. Then it was known for Bobby Hurley, right, who played at Duke, who won 2-time national champion, who got drafted 7th overall, you know, and played in the NBA. You know, I've known Dan. Dan recruited me when he was at Rutgers. He was an assistant coach at Rutgers in 97, 98, 99. Like, everything about him, then going to St. Benedict's in Newark, New Jersey, where nobody thought he can actually build that program, turned him into a powerhouse. Then he went to Wagner and turned Wagner and won their conference, and then left Wagner and went to University of Rhode Island. Then we left Rhode Island and went to UConn. So his whole life, S.A., he's been this dude. This is exactly where he wants to be. They aren't the most talented team. They don't have the highest offensive octane like Michigan does, but trust and believe, Dan Hurley wants everybody to pick Michigan to win this game. He's exactly where he wants to be.
Maybe. But we'll see. Because here's my thing. I don't think that any coach wants to be in a situation for a national championship game going up against a team whose average margin of victory is 18 points a game. You understand? With a tremendous upside. I know this much. If I'm Dan Hurley, you know what? If you want to be the underdog, that's one thing. But you talk about a situation where we saw Michigan roll over Arizona. I mean, rolled over Arizona in such a way to live up there. I think player stocks is going to be affected in the NBA draft. That's how much of a beatdown that was, Jay. You were there in attendance. You saw it up close and personal. My God, what Michigan did to Arizona. It's hard to look at Arizona the same way after that kind of beatdown. You see, Shay, you know how I like, and Jay knows, you know how I like to use my boxing analogies because I love my boxing, right? There's a difference, Shay, between losing and getting your ass kicked. There's a difference between getting knocked out and getting your ass kicked. Anybody could get caught with a blow. Juan Manuel Marquez caught Pacquiao and put him to sleep. But up until that moment, it was an epic fight. So you know when you just get caught, you get clipped, it shocks the system. It's another thing when a guy like Felix Trinidad walks through William Joppy and destroys him at Madison Square Garden in front of the entire Latin community. It's a difference. It's a difference. And what we saw Saturday night with Michigan and what it did to Arizona, I'm Danny Hurley. I'm like this. Oh, damn. Yeah, we got our work cut out for us. It's one of those situations where you're looking at UConn and going like this. We got to play a damn good, if not perfect game, Jay, in order to win this one.
S.A., all I'm going to say to you, though, is, you know, look, I need you're rational right now. You're too rational. I need you to tap into the diabolical Stephen A., the crazy, irrational Stephen A. That it doesn't matter what the hell somebody who's rational says to you, you know that it takes an element of craziness. We've been around each other for a long time. I've heard you say some things I'm like, I don't know if that's possible. And then I look up a year later, I'm like, he made that damn thing possible. He just, that damn thing sounded crazy last year when he said it to me, but he's making it pop off right now. That's who Dan Hurley is. I'm just trying to tell you.
Okay.
He don't look at nothing
I feel you.
objectively.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that because that's going to take us to our conversation about coaching versus talent.
Right.
Because I get where you're coming from. I got it. So I'm going to let Shay take it away from me.
Well, that is the question. What is more valuable here? Is it coaching or isn't talent? Like, obviously, these are two very good coaches. But as you mentioned, Jay, the talent level does feel a little bit lopsided in favor of Michigan. What's more valuable here?
Oh, it's talent. It's talent. Talent just don't mean, shooting threes. Talent just doesn't mean, like, running up and down the court. It's talent. First off, well, hold on, time out. You think Coach K wins 5 championships without talent? You think John Wooden wins championships without talent?
Don't do that.
You think Dan Hurley has won championships? What do you mean don't do that? That's the whole point of doing it on the show.
Don't get slick. Look.
What do you mean?
Turn left a little bit tight. That tells me where you are is cold and you might not be thinking straight. I understand. My bad. It's a little bit warmer here. I got it. But my point is, don't do that. You know we're not sitting there. You can't be bereft of talent. Of course you have to have some talent. Of course. But that's not the real question. The real question is, you know what? Can coaching, with enough talent, even though it's inferior talent compared to the opposition, can it make a difference? That's the real question, Jay. And I'm telling you, the answer to that is yes. The answer to that is yes. See, I basically set up, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Because I got him talking about the coaching and all of that other stuff.
Oh,
I knew this question was coming up.
That ain't right.
I set him up because I knew the question was coming. That's why I said I had to get him all in on the coaching stuff. And now he says talent. Here's what I'm saying about Danny Hurley. Look at Michigan. Michigan is phenomenal. By the way, I owe them an apology on national television. To the Michigan Wolverines, first 2 things. Number 1, it was beautiful to see the Fab Five in attendance. You know what I'm saying? Ray Jackson, Jimmy King, Jalen Rose, Jawan Howard, Chris Webber. But love for y'all. It was really good seeing them at the Final Four. It was special. That's number 1. Number 2, though, let's understand something here very, very important. The 3 losses that Michigan suffered from this year, what did all of those losses have in common? Perimeter defense that compromised their shooting ability. That is what compromises Michigan. Michigan making shots, it's lights out. Nobody stands a chance. It's a wrap. But if somebody get up in you to the point where it's Cadeau or anybody else, and they compromise your ability to be effective, from the perimeter, that changes things and makes the games interesting against Michigan. If anybody could pull that off, Jay, it's Dan Hurley.
Okay. First off, Dan Hurley's ass ain't on the court. He ain't on the court. He can develop schemes. It's like having a Ferrari. That Ferrari can sit in the damn driveway. Right. Somebody got to drive the Ferrari. Yeah. It takes talent to win it. So I'm saying, Stephen A., you can give me the most beautiful rundown before your show. We can have all the topics laid out. If you come on the show and you don't perform, it don't matter what the producer does. You are talent. What are you talking about?
But go ahead.
Hey, you of all people, what are you talking about? You are him. You talk about Himmy every day. Alex Caravan got to be Himmy to win the game. Solo Ball got to be him to win this game. They got to strap up Terrace Reed, got to be him to win the game. Dan Hurley's genius at the schemes. But talent, have to execute the scheme.
Yeah, but well, we know that. But the point is, it's not an act.
Shay, let's go to the next topic, Shay. I'm going to drop the mic.
Hold on.
This one's in the bag.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Shay, next topic.
Hold on. Don't be rude. Here's the whole point, guys. Dan Hurley is 18-1 in the NCAA tournament over the past 4 years. UConn is 6-0 in national title games since 1999. I'm looking at it and it's like, are you going to tell me each and every single time the talent was superior? I'm saying to you, coaching matters. Whether it's Jim Calhoun, whether it's Kevin Ollie, it's now Dan Hurley, coaching does matter. Of course you need talent. Talent's got to pull it through for you. But putting those talents in the ideal situations and circumstances does factor in to whether or not you're going to be successful or not. If that were not the case, coaches wouldn't be that valuable.
Okay, really quick, Jay. Michigan, to your point, 1-6 all time in the championship game. But there is something to be said for UConn. You witnessed this firsthand, no offense, as a Duke fan, that they have like this heart of a champion that's instilled by their head coach. No? Like, you see talent all the time go out there and not produce the way they need to.
That's right.
They have to have that same mentality
Tell
that
him, Shay.
comes from their coach.
Shay, tell Jay. Jay, tell Jay.
First off, Shay and Stephen A., I'm sorry if I was being rude. If I was interrupting you.
It's okay.
I'm sorry, Stephen A. I don't want to be rude. All I'm going to say is the coach could be as tough as the coach wants. Unless it translates on the court, it don't mean nothing. That's all I'm going to say to y'all.
And all I'm saying is that Dan Hurley has the ability to make it translate on the court, particularly in NCAA tournament games when he's not going against somebody in the Big East.
Well, which he is not doing in this game. It'll be the Big Ten. We'll talk more about the national championship game in the